welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Provost, honoured guests, to this evening's event. This is our 5th Innovation Awards in its current format. And of course, we should have been doing this last November, but because of Omicron, here we are in February. So these are the 2021 awards. So I'd like to welcome everybody, as I said, our nominees in particular. Also, could I say a very special welcome to our online audience. And I know you can't be here tonight and you can't interact with us, but please do interact on Twitter. Our handle is Concept to Impact. You'll see that on our slides a few times tonight. So Concept to Impact is our handle. So please do interact with us on Twitter, and we'll be tweeting ourselves as well as the night progresses. Also, could I just pay a special thank you to our VIPs tonight. We have guests from SF5, Enterprise Ireland, HRB, Knowledge Transfer Ireland, IDA, Atlantic Bridge, and Dublin City Council. So you're all very welcome, all very valuable partners and stakeholders, and delighted to have you here at tonight's special event. As I said, it's great to be back in person. My goodness, after 2 years of lockdown, but it's been 2 very busy years with everybody, I think. Just in our own area in technology transfer, in that time we've produced more high-performing startups. It actually producing 25% of Ireland's high-performing startups from research, but only 16% of the research. So pretty impressive stat there. We've also, in that time, we've launched a Consult Trinity program, which was another way again for our academic colleagues to interact with the world and providing solutions through consultancy. Inflazome happened, of course, during this period of time, and that was the biggest ever acquisition by a university spin-out, in that it generated 320 million by Roche. And of course, our unit was delighted to be able to assist in all of that happening, all the legalities around it. We've grown our license operations and assignments by 15% during that period. We've also designed and established a new concept called the Portal Centre, which will be a new innovation hub that's going to be opening up in the Grand Canal area in about 2 years' time. Actually, sorry, a year's time. So we're all very excited about that. And also in that period, we also launched a new strategy, a research expansion strategy, because we can't produce all these new great things if we don't have great research, which of course is where it all comes from, all these great innovation outputs. Looking forward to a very exciting future. We've just recently reset our plans for the next 4 years. We're looking to grow our activity by nearly 20%, industry engagement by 30%, and as I've mentioned, we have this really exciting facility in this innovation hub that we'll be establishing down at the Trinity East, hopefully opening up summer of 23. So just if I could just say thank you to tonight to, well, I'd like to thank Emma Mooney especially, before I forget. Emma got us here tonight and got everything organised, and thank you, Emma, for cleaning up the hall. It looks great. And also could I just thank the team from the Office of Corporate Partnership and Knowledge Exchange. Always a tough one to say without falling over it. But do want to thank the folks. Really proud to have a team of experts, and they truly are experts in case management, licensing, startups, consulting, industry, and indeed other skills as well. So really proud to lead a team of individuals like that, who indeed are very much responsible for tonight's awards as well, because it's that team that actually selects the winners based on their interaction with colleagues during the year. Also, I'd like to mention the other part of our unit, which is the research development team and the contracts team. Again, we wouldn't have a great innovation if it wasn't for great research. And those teams support our colleagues in those endeavours. So tonight's awards, I'm delighted to say that there's a number of schools, actually a large number of schools represented here tonight: law, botany, engineering, genetics, computer science, economics, deaf studies, zoology, microbiology, and nursing. But to mention a few of them. So really, it's great to see, it's really encouraging to see innovation occurring right across the university in so many disciplines and schools. So just to summarize then, just to let you know what's happening tonight. So if we could have the slide on the awards, thank you. So we have a number of categories. We'll start off with our Inventors Award. We'll have a Ones to Watch. And then we'll be going to campus company founders. So these are our academic colleagues who founded companies. We're then going on to recognise some of those campus companies that were designated as campus companies this year. So the way we do that is a spin-out company has to go through a certain procedures, certain quality checks, so to speak, and then we designate them as a campus company. And also, of course, they need to have investment. And that we'll be recognising those companies tonight. Then we move on to societal impact, and we'll have an industry engagement award. And then on the next page, you'll see that we have 2 new awards this year. One for consultancy, because again, as I mentioned, that's a new team that we have this year. So we're going to recognise colleagues who've been engaging with us in consultancy. Also, a very exciting award this year. For the first time, we're going to recognise a partner, an external partner, that has engaged with us in a very meaningful way for innovation and technology transfer. So we're going to recognise a colleague there tonight. Then we'll have the award of the night, actually, is the Provost Innovation Award. Looking forward to that, and we'll be inviting the awardee to say a few words. And then we'll finish with the Lifetime Achievement Award before we conclude for a reception. So, without further ado, I'd like to welcome the Provost, which is our first time as Provost with the Innovation Awards. I'm delighted to have her here tonight. And Provost, I'll hand over to you.
Thanks, Leonard. It's absolutely great to be here, and I have been at the awards in the past, and they've always been just such I think, a lovely occasion. Oftentimes, I think we don't stand back and recognise things enough, so it's brilliant to be here to recognise and celebrate Trinity's researchers for their innovation achievements, but also to recognise the wider ecosystem. So many people in this room are part of this ecosystem, and together, I think, you all make this innovation happen. I think Leonard has done a very good job already of giving you a brief glimpse of how great a place innovation is in Trinity. And he mentioned our spin-outs and startups. And I was really delighted to hear that, in fact, that Trinity has formed 24 spin-outs in the last 4 years, 16 of which are high-performance startups. And in fact, over the last 2 years, Trinity's created more high-performance startups than in the previous 10 years. So for me, when I look around, what I see is innovation, gaining pace, and more of it in Trinity, and it's something that I'm very, very proud of. Leonard also mentioned some of the amazing activities that are ongoing. I think it's worth pointing out in the last few years, there's been another 318 invention disclosures. We've filed 84 patents. There's been amazing collaboration with Atlantic Bridge, along with Enterprise Ireland, the IF, UCD and UCC, in launching a second fund for university spin-outs. And actually, to date, the 7 companies which have been invested in have already raised 36 million. So again, you see a story where there's continuing progress, new innovation all of the time, and more to talk about. I too am actually really proud of what's happening in Trinity East Campus and the Portal Hub, our innovation hub. Starting next summer, you're going to see a lot of activity there, and it's aimed to house over 100 different companies, and also be a really vibrant space where people come together, the public can come in, an event space, shared working space, a space for a cafe, a space for dedicated offices. And I think this is a really important next part of the journey where we up the game further and facilitate startups, facilitate kind of reaching out and facilitate innovation even further. One thing I think that's really important to say for me is that at the root of the innovation is great research. And that research can be very, very fundamental research, and that research can be applied research. And that's where it stems from. And I suppose these innovation awards are really all about that, capturing the journey of that research. We have a fantastic bunch of principal investigators in Trinity, and even though they only represent 16% of the total across the Irish third-level system, each year they win over 30% of national funding across a wide range of funders. I'm also proud to say that we account for almost 30% of funding won by Irish universities in Europe and 50% of the prestigious ERC grants coming into Ireland. And recently, actually, we got a whole other 5 new proof of concept ERC awards. And I think that's a fantastic example, again, how really creative research opens the way for such innovation. I like to think that innovation is really in our DNA here. Last week, I had the fantastic opportunity of being at the Trinity Entrepreneurial Society, and they had an amazing Dragon's Den event. And I was just completely in awe of, the ideas, the passion, the commitment, they were putting into the companies that they were supporting. I'm completely in awe of all of the work that Tangent and Launchbox does. And to me, that tells a story that innovation is deeply embedded in the university from our students, and that those students are inspired by the people in the room here, by our academics, by our professional staff, to go on and be like that. So I look forward to marking the great stars of this evening, but also knowing that there are many to follow in their footsteps. Just briefly back to the event tonight. As I said, it's a very special occasion. Leonard, it was your idea, I think, to create this a number of years ago. And much thanks goes to you and your team, your fantastic team, for putting this lovely event together. And it's so great, as you said earlier, to be here and to be able to experience it in reality. I also just want to thank a number of people who are supporting the culture of innovation here. Knowledge Transfer Ireland and Enterprise Ireland for supporting the technology transfer unit within Trinity. We really, really do appreciate that, and it makes the difference. A special word of thanks to Atlantic Bridge, I mentioned Atlantic Bridge already, for their ongoing collaboration with the Bridge Fund. That's hugely valued. The national funding agencies, SFI, Enterprise Ireland, the Irish Research Council, the Health Research Board, and the number of Irish charitable agencies in which we're involved. You provide an incredible ecosystem for innovation in this country, and without that investment in research, we wouldn't actually be here this evening. The IDA for their active collaboration engaging companies, also industry groups AmCham, IBEC, Asia Matters, and the Ireland-Canada Business Association. Your wisdom and your advice is invaluable. And I also want to thank international funding agencies such as EU Horizon 2020 programs, Wellcome Trust, NIH, and other international sponsors who make so much research and innovation possible. And finally, a word to our industry partners who support and collaborate with our schools, institutes, and research centres. It actually is great having you part of the Trinity team. And I know that from myself, my past time in Connect, that being able to work with industry partners stretches you in a different way and kind of stretches the imagination further. So that really, really matters to us too. So at the end of all of that long list of thank yous, I think it really, really emphasises the fact this is an ecosystem, that there are many people who play their part. Let's get back to the people we're here to celebrate tonight, and I'm going to hand back over as we start to make our way through the award ceremony. So thank you very much.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Emma O'Neill, and I'm the Life Sciences Case Manager in Trinity Research and Innovation. I'm delighted to present our first awards this evening in the Inventor category. The Inventor Award is presented to an academic whose innovative research has led to the creation of intellectual property, which has been subsequently licensed to industry or to a campus company. This year's nominations are Dr. Matthew Campbell, Associate Professor, Department of Genetics; Dr. Tony Robinson, Associate Professor, School of Engineering; Dr. Marco Ruffini, Associate Professor, School of Computer Science and Statistics; Professor Trevor Hodgkinson, Department of Botany; and Dr. Brian Murphy, Research Fellow, Department of Botany. And now to the winners. Our first award in this category is presented to a team who are the inventors of a seed coating technology which also allows crop growers to significantly reduce their costs while also benefiting the environment. The team have developed a significant IP portfolio which has been exclusively licensed to a joint Trinity UCD campus company called Crop Biome. The successful team secured an Enterprise Ireland Commercialisation Fund Award, which enabled accelerated development of the technology, which is now underpinning the success of Crop Biome in raising investment. Please join me in congratulating Professor Trevor Hodgkinson and Dr. Brian Murphy, and I'd like to invite Trevor and Brian to come up and receive their award. The next winner in this category is a prolific inventor and an academic entrepreneur who has submitted 16 invention disclosure forms and is named as an inventor on 10 Trinity patent families. His research focuses primarily on the molecular biology and physiology of the vasculature associated with neural tissues. He is founder of 2 startup companies, most recently Exora Limited, which is an ophthalmology gene therapy company. He also has significant industry partnerships, including a very recently awarded Science Foundation Ireland Strategic Partnership Award with a number of pharmaceutical companies, SMEs and Irish charities focused on treating degenerative retinal diseases. And the award goes to Dr. Matthew Campbell. Unfortunately, as Matt cannot be here with us tonight, I would like to invite Dr. Natalie Hudson, Research Fellow in the Smurfit Institute of Genetics, to accept the award on Matt's behalf.
Good evening. I'm Gordon Elliott, Case Manager for MedTech and Health Sciences at Trinity Research and Innovation. I'm delighted to have the honour of announcing the Ones to Watch Award this evening. The nominees are an exceptional group of talented academic researchers who are making that extra commitment needed to develop their inventions into commercial products and services for the public good, socially and economically. This award recognises entrepreneurial academics whose research is most likely to result in the next campus company, commercial license deal, or industry engagement. And the nominees are Dr. Kim Roberts, Assistant Professor in Virology, School of Genetics and Microbiology, Dr. John Dinsmore, Assistant Professor in Digital Integrated Care, School of Nursing and Midwifery, Dr. Ian Donoghue, Associate Professor in Zoology, School of Natural Science, and Dr. Rocco Dupuy, Assistant Professor in Mechanical Manufacturing and Biomedical Engineering, and Dr. Michael Monaghan, Assistant Professor in Mechanical Manufacturing and Biomedical Engineering also. We have 2 awardees in this category for 2021, and in no particular order, our first award goes to a researcher who originally trained as a psychologist and whose work now focuses on digital health innovations, particularly supporting home and community-based chronic disease self-management. He is a superb collaborative research team leader, having won and coordinated 2 high-profile multi-million euro EU Horizon Awards, partnering with some of Europe's leading research universities and digital companies such as Philips and IBM. With further support from the Health Research Board, Science Foundation Ireland, and Enterprise Ireland, this work has led to the development of a novel digital platform called Proact to support individuals self-managing their health and well-being at home, connected to their family, as well as health and social care networks. Together with founding partner Dundalk Institute of Technology, Proact is on track to emerge in 2022 as a new campus company which will deliver significant improvements to the welfare of patients with diabetes, heart disease, chronic heart failure, and COPD in Ireland and globally. Please join me in congratulating our winner, Dr. John Dinsmore. Our second winner in this category is a mechanical engineer and one of Trinity's great international staff researchers who contribute so much to Ireland's knowledge economy. He is a funded investigator at the SFI Amber Centre at Trinity, and his work involves research and innovation in additive manufacturing, That is, processes in advanced manufacturing in the field of coatings or 3D printing. These new technologies have a great social and economic impact in next-generation, efficient and sustainable products, impacting across sectors as diverse as electronics, spacecraft, energy, environment, and orthopedic devices, benefiting several Irish SMEs through collaborations. This work has attracted support from the European Space Agency, the Irish Research Council, Science Foundation Ireland, and Enterprise Ireland, resulting in 6 invention disclosures and 3 patent families in prosecution. These IP assets are expected to progress to licensing and spin-out investment activity in 2023. Please join me in congratulating our winner, Dr. Rocco Lupoy.
My notes there for a minute. I'm John Whelan, the case manager for ICT. I'm here to announce the winners for the Campus Company Founders Awards. These are presented to academics who have played a pivotal role in founding a high potential campus company that is both investable and scalable. In other words, this award is to recognize researchers that see the opportunity to create impact from the research by bringing it out of campus and creating impact, social, economic impact in society, but by taking a risk with their own career by doing so. So in a way, this is like an award for bravery in many ways, because we really admire people that do this. So let's get down to it. The nominees are, and it's just in alphabetical order, Graham Cross from Adama Innovations, Gavin Doherty from Silver Cloud Health, Brian Murphy and Trevor Hodkinson from Crop Biome, Julie Kelly from Neuropath Therapeutics, Igor Shvets from Miravex, and Bill McCormack and Kingston Mills from Parvalis Therapeutics. You can see Parvalis TX when you'll know, Linda, when you see TX, what do you think of? Transmission or XTX? But in the life sciences world, I'm told that TX means not a city in Texas either, but it means therapeutics. We have 3 winners tonight. The first winner is a neuroscientist who has, after many years' experience in research in the lab and third-level teaching in the classroom, decided to create, with support from Enterprise Ireland Commercialisation Fund, to create a university spin-out. This spin-out develops novel neurotherapeutic drug candidates based on the research that was carried out here in the labs. These therapeutics have enormous impact because they help in the treatment of neurodegenerative disease such as ALS. So please join me in congratulating the winner, who is Julie Kelly from Neuropath Therapeutics. I first met the next winning academic shortly after I joined Trinity in 2009, down in the bowels of the O'Reilly Institute in Computer Science, and he explained to me about his research was about human-computer interaction. You know, it's about basic research is really important as well. So it was basic research, but it became applied in the area of how to increase access and engagement with people with mental health services and mental health therapies online through new channels. So this resulted in the formation of a campus company, Silver Cloud Health, in 2012. This company initially received funding from the NDRC, They built a unique team of researchers and business people, and so much so their success has grown over the last 10 years that they were acquired last September for $320 million by Amwell, a US-based health company. So really, 320 million in a way is a third of a unicorn. I had to look up, people talk about unicorns. There's a thing you might have heard, there's a decacorn, which is 10 billion, but 1/3, any Greek scholars here, but I looked it up today, it's trientacorn, you might call it, I think, if you look it up. Some Greek scholar might tell me what's correct. But that's economic impact, but the social impact of this is very, very important and measurable, for example, through 750,000, 750,000 patients have used this treatment online. And that's 70% of all NHS parents, all NHS patients in the UK have experienced this platform. So I'm delighted to announce the winner as Gavin Doherty from Silver Cloud Health. The final winner in this category is a physicist who came to Trinity in 2002 from IBM research in, I think it was in Switzerland. Their area of expertise is material science with a focus on nanomechanics. In TCD, he discovered a new method of etching in diamond, and he developed that further, again with help from Enterprise Ireland Commercialisation Fund. And the technology that was spun out is, it improves the lifespan and accuracy of sensors, the probe that's used in atomic force microscopy that basically feel, in atomic microscopy. I had to ask my colleague Graham, who deals with physical sciences, to explain this, but AMF touches and feels the sample right down to atomic level, so it's multiple practices, multiple use cases in different areas in life sciences, for example. This spin-out raised investment and spun out in 2013, and it's grown to 6 employees or more. Last year they had sales of over €2 million. So I'm delighted to welcome to the stage Graham Cross from Adama Innovations.
Good evening. I'm Neil Gordon, and I'm the Startup Development Manager at Trinity. Over the last 5 years, the Trinity Research and Innovation team have worked with researchers and staff to spin out 26 investable and scalable campus companies. 23 of those companies have raised significant levels of equity and non-equity funding, and 16 of them have become Enterprise Ireland HPSUs. This is where we find that elusive university spin-out blend of world-class research, driven by a diverse, high-quality team and access to early-stage finance. We'd like to acknowledge Enterprise Ireland's commercialisation funding, other research funding sources, and private investors that make campus companies happen. So this evening, we're very proud to introduce you to 5 new campus companies for 2021. These companies come from a wide range of technology areas, including artificial intelligence, treatments for inflammatory diseases, a telehealth platform to treat people with dizziness and vertigo, and seed coatings that can increase crop yield, reduce fertilizer use, and reduce the need for pesticides. So, our first campus company this evening is Parvalis Therapeutics, and it was founded by Bill McCormick in Kingston Mills last year. The company is developing a novel approach in the treatment of autoimmune and chronic inflammatory diseases. The team have identified novel small molecule inhibitors of the pro-inflammatory cytokine IL-17, which is overexpressed in a variety of chronic inflammatory diseases. Parvalis have been supported by Lightstone Ventures and the Atlantic Bridge University Fund. And I'll ask Bill in Kingston to come to the stage, please. So our second campus company this evening is Vertigenius. Founded by Dara Meldrum, Vertigenius is a digital therapeutic that's CE marked, sensor-enabled, data-driven, and provides a virtual-first treatment at home for vertigo, dizziness, and imbalance. Vertigenius is a joint spin-out between TCD and RCSI. As well as Dara, the team includes Roisin Scallon and Richard Skinner. At last year's Irish MedTech Association Awards, Vertigenius won the eHealth Innovation of the Year Award. They've also received the 2021 award from the HSE for Clinical Excellence in Digital Innovation. Would Dara and Roisin please join us up here? And our third campus company is Calibre AI. The company has developed an AI platform that can be used by traditional news publishers, including newspapers, television, and radio stations, as well as internet platforms to catch online defamation and hate speech. Calibre AI is an EI HPSU, and the team is led by Neil Brady and includes Carol Vogel, Connor Brady, and Paul Watson. So I'll ask Neil to come up. Our next and fourth company this evening is Biologit, and they're using artificial intelligence to tackle the cost and complexity of pharmacovigilance and clinical safety. Biologit platform has a wide range of applications and can be used to deal with high volumes of scientific and medical abstracts and articles from literature. Lucy Hederman has been an advisor to the team. The company is an EI HPSU, and I'll ask Nicole and Bruno to come up. Our fifth and final campus company for 2021 is Crop Biome. Crop Biome is an EI HPSU that allows crop growers to significantly reduce their costs while also benefiting the global environment and enabling sustainable agriculture. A joint spin-out with UCD, the team includes Brian Murphy, Trevor Hodkinson, Sean Daly, and Fiona Doohan. Along with industry partners, the company has also secured disruptive technology innovation funding through Enterprise Ireland. So I'll ask Brian, Trevor, and Sean to come up. Congratulations again to all the campus company teams this evening. We look forward to working with and supporting the teams going forward as they develop and scale, making a real impact on society and making people's lives better. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Samantha Williams, and I'm Licensing Manager in Trinity Research and Innovation. And I'm delighted to be here to announce the award for societal impact. So this award is intended to recognise academics whose innovative research has made a significant societal impact. So the nominees in this category are Professor Lorraine Leeson from the Centre for Deaf Studies, Dr. Helen Sheridan from the School of Pharmacy and Pharmaceutical Sciences, Dr. Marcus Collier from the Department of Botany, Ronan Lyons from the Department of Economics, Professor Oren Doyle from the School of Law, and Dr. Mary Burke from the Department of Geography. This year we have 3 winners in this category. Our first winner is an associate professor in the School of Pharmacy and Pharmaceutical Sciences and is a key opinion leader in the field of natural products research with a really remarkable record of engaging with different stakeholders successfully in order to deliver benefits in her field for societal impact. A recent significant success is a £6 million philanthropic donation awarded to our winner for an innovative, groundbreaking project set to harness the untapped pharmaceutical potential of Ireland's historic boglands. I'd like to congratulate and invite Dr. Helen Sheridan to come up and accept her award. Congratulations, Helen. Our second winner is an associate professor in the Department of Geography. Her world-class research is focused on understanding geometric processes in extreme environments and during extreme events. The Inishowen Rivers Trust, funded by Ireland's Office of Public Works, engaged our winner as a consultant to advise on alleviating future flood damage. Working through Trinity's consultancy office, Consult Trinity, our winner applied cutting-edge academic expertise to demonstrate how the Inishowen Rivers Trust could use the natural landscape to reduce the risk of flooding. This project also achieved success as a finalist in the 2021 Knowledge Transfer Ireland Impact Awards. I'd like to congratulate and ask Dr. Mary Burke to come up and accept her award. Our third winner in this category is an assistant professor of economics and is the head of the Trinity Research in Social Sciences Centre. He is a leading researcher on long-run housing markets and sustainable and behavioural aspects of real estate markets. A recent consultancy project through Trinity's consultancy office, Consult Trinity, is an example of the creation of societal impact with the provision of a report to Facebook on why middle-income populations in Ireland cannot afford to buy a house, particularly in Dublin. This work is a really important example of arts, humanities and social sciences consultancy and collaboration with industry. Our third winner is Ronan Lyons. Congratulations, Ronan. Let's come and get you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Tony O'Callaghan, Business Analyst in Trinity Research and Innovation. I'm delighted to be here presenting the 2021 Industry Engagement Award. This award recognises the outstanding achievements by a researcher or research team in building and sustaining research collaborations of scale with industry. The award recognises the impact and value of these engagements to Trinity, our partners, and also society. We have 6 outstanding nominees for 2021, and they are Stephen Dooley, School of Physics; Marco Ruffini, School of Computer Science and Statistics; Ian Donoghue, School of Natural Sciences; Anne-Marie Healy, School of Pharmacy; Daniel Kelly, School of Engineering; Jacinta O'Sullivan, School of Medicine. And I'm delighted to announce we have 2 winners in this category. Our first winner holds a chair of tissue engineering at Trinity College Dublin, is principal investigator in the Trinity Centre for Bioengineering, and Amber, the SFI Centre for Advanced Materials and Bioengineering Research. His research focuses on developing novel tissue engineering and 3D bioprinting strategies to regenerate damaged and diseased tissues through addressing key technical challenges in the 3D printing of metals, biodegradable polymers, bioinks, and cells. He is lead principal investigator on the Transition Research Programme with Dupuy, Ireland, and Johnson & Johnson hosted in Amber, with the goal of developing a new class of 3D printed biological implants that will regenerate diseased joints. I'm delighted to tell you that our first winner is Professor Daniel Kelly. Our second winner is Professor of Pharmaceutics and Pharmaceutical Technology in the School of Pharmacy, co-director of the Centre for Doctoral Training in Transformative Pharmaceutical Technologies, principal investigator of SSPC, the SFI Research Centre for Pharmaceuticals, and funded investigator in Amber, the SFI Centre for Advanced Materials and Bioengineering Research. She has been prolific in engaging with industry partners over the years, with interactions that go far and wide. Just to name a few: Solvatron Therapeutics, Pfizer, GSK, Merck, Roche, Novartis, Allergan, and many more. Her research addresses challenges in pharmaceutical material science, pre-formulation and formulation of pharmaceuticals, co-crystals, solubility of drugs, pharmaceutical processing, and pulmonary drug delivery. I'm delighted to tell you that our second winner is Professor Anne-Marie Healy.
My name's Barbara Harvey-Carroll, but tonight I'm actually standing in for Joanne Conroy, who leads the Consult Trinity office that you've heard about in some of the other awards. I'm going to present the Consultancy Award. It's a new award this year, and it recognises an outstanding contribution by an academic in transferring knowledge to an enterprise partner, a government agency, or a charity via the Consult Trinity programme. The nominees tonight are Ronan Lyons, Associate Professor in the Department of Economics, Professor Oren Doyle from the School of Law, Professor Lorraine Leeson from the Centre for Deaf Studies, Professor Anne-Marie Healy from the School of Pharmacy and Pharmaceutical Sciences, and Professor David Taylor, a Fellow Emeritus in the School of Engineering. Again, we have two winners in this category this evening. The first winner is Professor of Materials Engineering. His research focuses on the behaviour of biological materials, such as bone, insect cuticle, and plant stems. He's a serial academic, and his consultancy work has been funding PhD students for more than 20 years now. For example, he's worked with some medical device companies on design and manufacturing issues. On a different note, he's worked with personal care companies on new product development to prevent split ends. He's carried out numerous forensic investigations and acted as an expert witness in the Irish court system. Please join me in congratulating Professor David Taylor. Our second winner tonight is the Director of the Centre for Deaf Studies, and she was recently appointed as the Associate Vice Provost for Equality, Diversity and Inclusion. She's led on 3 different consultancy projects, with An Garda Síochána, the Irish Deaf Society, and most recently, the Sign Language Interpreting Service. Her work highlights ongoing inequalities experienced by the deaf community through the advice, research and training she provides to organisations, government departments and policymakers. I'm delighted to invite Professor Lorraine Leeson to the stage.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Graham McMullen. I'm the Physical Sciences Case Manager in Trinity Research and Innovation. So I'm presenting the inaugural Partner Recognition Award this evening. So this is a new award where we recognise an outstanding individual for their contribution in collaborating with Trinity to drive effective and innovative outputs. The recipient of this award is Dublin City's Smart Dublin Programme Manager. Through his vision and leadership, Dublin is now recognised globally as a leader in urban innovation. Dublin is where other cities now look to for inspiration. The engagement with Trinity stems from a partnership with the Trinity-led SFI Centre Connect, an initiative called Smart Docklands. And this was made possible via an Enable a Smart Cities SFI Spoke Award. So Smart Docklands connects academia, the city, industry and citizens and aims to accelerate adoption of new technologies across Dublin, so-called using Dublin as a testbed. So examples include the deployment of a 5G mobile testbed, a flood monitoring system, and cycling infrastructure design. It makes use of Connect's Pervasive Nation and Open Ireland testbeds. Additionally, there's an outreach element called Academy of the Near Future, which targets TY students and local authority staff to deepen their understanding of the role of the Internet of Things. Our partnership with Smart Dublin is both unique and transformative and has been recognised as a finalist in the 2018 World Smart Cities Awards. It's my great honour to announce that this inaugural Partner Recognition Award goes to the Smart Dublin Programme Manager, Mr. Jamie Cudden. We now come to the top award of the night, and that's the Provost Innovation Award. This award is presented to an academic or alumni who has made an outstanding contribution to innovation. The previous recipients will be shown on the slide there, and we actually see that we have a previous winner in tonight from 2005. No more, no less, and he's up and was nominated earlier on for another award. So it gives me great pleasure to invite the Provost, Dr. Linda Doyle, up to the podium to present this year's award.
Thanks, Graham. Thank you. Very exciting part of the night. So I am delighted to present this year's awards to John O'Leary. So John, I just want to tell you a little bit about John, apart from the fact he's from Cork. John O'Leary is a clinician, scientist, dividing his time half and half, academic clinical, who's made important patented discoveries in cervical, ovarian and prostate cancer, cancer metastases, viruses and cancer and the cancer microenvironment. Many of his group's discoveries are now used in routine pathology practice today, so I think that's real impact at work. Since his appointment in 2003, over 100. In that time, the group has achieved over 670 publications. The group has published in leading journals, including Cancer Research and many, many more. And his published works have recently been passed by external examiners for the degree of SCD at Trinity. He has guided an astounding number of 46 PhDs, 11 MDs, and 11 MSc students to successful completion. I think that's really, really amazing. In total, over his career, he's raised in excess of 150 million in grant income and support. His list of successes is a lengthy one. In partnership with several colleagues in Trinity, he has achieved an A rating for the Trinity St. James's Cancer Ecosystem at external peer review. He's helped achieve Cancer Centre status for the organisation, from the Organisation of European Cancer Institutes for the Trinity St. James's Cancer Institute. And I've seen the work that is involved in that, and that is no mean feat. It's just amazing. He's led the development of the National Cervical Screening Laboratory, a world first in cancer screening, and it's due to open in May 2022. And he's established strong academic industrial links with Roche, Merck, Becton Dixon, Hologic, Life Technologies, and many, many more. The list is really, really long. So I think you can see what you have here is an amazing academic whose work really, really matters, impacts patients' lives, is out there in the field. You can see a generosity of a supervisor who has brought so many people through his lab over the years. He's given opportunities to everyone. He's created an environment where everyone's opinion matters, and it's the kind of environment which allows innovation to thrive. So I'm now delighted to present the awards to John.
Wow. Provost, sure whether the Vice Provost here, I don't think so. Director of Trinity Research and Innovation, and distinguished guests. I'm highly honoured and humbled to receive this prestigious Provost Innovation Award, particularly given the list of previous recipients, some of which are in the room. Hoc habeo in cordio meo. I will always cherish this in my heart. This award is not for me, though. It is for our research group, a group of outstanding scientists that have made a considerable contribution to the cancer field and have led transformative, innovative research over the past 19 years here in Trinity College. As the Provost said, our group works in a variety of areas of cancer: cervical, ovarian, head and neck, prostate, the cancer metastatic cascade, the cancer microenvironment, viruses and cancer, cancer nanomedicine. And then we have a Blue Skies group that works with leading biotechnology and biopharma partners. This group of young women and men are the real heroines and heroes. They are the real makers of the research magic. They dream the dreams and make them a reality. As Provost said, over 100 people have worked with our group since 2003. And I wish to thank each and every one of them for their contribution to knowledge and science, for creating change and driving innovation. Over the years, researchers have come and gone, but uniquely, we have maintained a core of people, essentially a science family, who work together and work for one another. I want to thank 4 people in the group who have made very significant contributions. First is Orla Shields, who led our thyroid group in histopathology, who's now moved on to much greater things here at the university as Vice Provost. Cara Martin, who leads our cervical cancer, viruses and cancer, head and neck cancer groups, and heads our research lab at the Coombe, has made an outstanding contribution, and she's with us here tonight representing the entire research group. Cara and I established Surviva back in 2005. It was a dream then, which has now become a hugely successful research ecosystem of international excellence, working with the WHO and premier research organisations worldwide. Sharon O'Toole, who leads our ovarian and cancer metastatic group in St. James's Hospital. Sharon and I established Discovery Innovation, which is another international research consortium of excellence dedicated to ovarian cancer research. And Perna Tuwari, who heads our prostate cancer and mathematical modelling group, which is part of the Prostate Cancer Research Consortium. So there are 3 international consortia of major impact here, embedded and hosted by Trinity College. I owe a huge debt of gratitude to each of the above colleagues. I also want to thank our internal TCD collaborators, and I don't want to mention too many people, just in case I insult anybody. We're also very lucky that we've been able to establish an extensive network of international collaborations in the UK, Singapore, Australia, France, Israel, and the USA. I want to thank in particular my colleagues, Professor Doug Brooks in Adelaide and Professor Stavros Selimides, for their collaboration, friendship and support, and who give us a little bit of vis a tergo when we require it, which is a boot up the ass, basically. Albert Einstein once said, "Try not to become a person of success, rather try to become a person of value." To be a person of value and influence, you have to become genuinely interested in people enough to solve a specific problem for them. Think of what you can do to make lives better for the people that you meet and interact with. Chris Keeley, Gordon Elliott, Neil Gordon, Evelyn Fox, and Mary Tracy. But there are many others that we are completely indebted to. Thanks for sticking with us, guys. I'm sure there have been times when you've heard the phone ringing from us that you probably feel we're pestering you again, but in the end, it all works out. I'd like to thank my wife Jacqueline and son Harry, who are here this evening, for their support and encouragement. I'm so proud of them both. Harry, you're our greatest achievement. They, like me, share a hunger for knowledge and achieving excellence, and I'd also like to welcome Anne O'Leary, who represents the O'Leary Cork Mafia here. But on a serious note, I'm very proud to be part of Ireland's greatest university, Trinity College Dublin, the University of Dublin. It's a unique place where scholarship, endeavour, innovation, transformation, and excellence comes together. We all together are part of a great tradition which continues to be written today. For those of us who have the privilege to work and to serve here, Trinity will always be part of us, and we part of Trinity. Provost, may I wish you personally all the best in the years ahead as you lead this great university to even greater heights and drive an innovation and enterprise agenda. For all of us here who seek and to create knowledge, I will leave you to ponder this truism. Knowledge is being aware of what you can do. Wisdom is knowing when not to do it. Mar ocail scoir is mór an olóir an gradam speisialta seo tús nuaíochta an Provost de ghlacha anocht. Fíorbíochastit agus le gach deaghui. Gratias omnibus doa. Thank you, everyone.
It's a long time since there's been 3 Cork people on a podium winning something, so it's that's a great thing. So congratulations, John. I was just thinking we'll have to change the name to Trinity College Dublin, the university that should have been in Cork. Anyway, so before we get to the last award tonight, there is somebody here tonight that we would like to acknowledge and to recognise, and I'm going to embarrass her now, but Alison Campbell has led Knowledge Transfer Ireland for several years. She really has transformed the knowledge transfer system in Ireland. She's made sense of state aid rules. She has helped us figure out how to do intellectual property and many other really great things that she has standardised and really brought the country together as something that I think the country should be very proud of now in terms of what it's doing with knowledge transfer with its universities. Unfortunately, Alison is leaving us, and she's leaving us soon to go back to the UK, so she's going to be a big loss to the system. But we would like to wish her really well, and we just have a small little gift for her tonight to an acknowledgement. So we've given Alison the Book of Kells there. It's not the real one. It's not the real one in case the Provost gets a heart attack. But there's plenty of doctors in the room. You'll be fine. Anyway, so it is. I suppose it's ironic that the Book of Kells was I suppose a book in its time that was about knowledge transfer, because it was transferring knowledge to a different kind of knowledge, I guess, to the masses. But it's a pun there. Didn't even know that. Okay, so the last award, I'm going to take great pleasure in awarding it. Unfortunately, the awardee was to be here, but we run, unlike everything else in Trinity, we're ahead of schedule. This award is a Lifetime Achievement Award. It's presented to an academic who has had a long-standing and successful career in innovative research, which has led to significant industry and academic collaborations, multiple licenses and products on the market. The winners of tonight's award, I think, and those of you, when I say his name in a second, will know him well. To me, he's an absolute gentleman. He's one of the nicest people and most unassuming people you can meet for somebody who's so brilliant. He's a researcher who's focused on behavioural change in people with impaired brain function through linking novel rehabilitation strategies to underlying models of brain function. He's taught us how to harness stress, how to use anger, how to solve problems, how to boost confidence, and how to understand the dynamics of success. He's not just a scientist, he's an innovator, he's a broadcaster, and he's an author. And that's indeed why he hasn't made it here tonight, because he's as we speak, he's doing a workshop with The Guardian newspaper. But he will be here in a short while. But also we should acknowledge him for not only being a brilliant researcher and for his great contributions, but also being a great colleague and a great asset to this university, because he's also been very generous of his time. He's been Dean of Research from 2004 to 2007. He was a co-founder of the Trinity College Institute for Neuroscience, And most impressively, he also helped establish the Global Brain Health Institute, which is a collaboration with the University of California, and attracted one of the largest ever philanthropy gifts of 138 million, and has gone on, and just in a few short years, has trained 146 fellows from 42 countries. So our winner tonight is Professor Ian Robinson. He is both a scholar and a gentleman. And unfortunately, Ian can't be here with us, but he will be arriving hopefully by the time we hit the reception. So if you see him, please do embarrass him and please do acknowledge him, because he is truly a wonderful winner, I think, of this Lifetime Achievement Award. So it's just left to me just to bring tonight's conclusions to a conclusion. I'd like to thank you again for being here tonight. I'd like to thank our online audience for sticking with us, and hopefully you've enjoyed the experience online, seeing this amazing range of projects and people that we see in this university. Really is, the diversity is really extraordinary, right across, as I said at the start, the many different schools and disciplines here. If I could thank our AV team tonight from Creative Technology. So Kieran, your team, thank you very much for your support, and for any of you out there who have an event coming up soon. Hopefully we'll have lots more of these events now that we're coming out of COVID. Thank you to Philip Nolan, who's here as well, for guiding us out through the darkness of the last couple of dark years. So with that, we will say thank you. Thank you to the Provost for being with us, of course. I know she's an extremely busy schedule. And we'll hopefully join us for a reception at the back of the hall here, and we'll have a bit of a chat, and we can congratulate and maybe take some more photos as well as we have the opportunity. So again, thank you very much, and we'll see you all actually this year, because the 2022 awards will be this year. So we'll see you all this year. Thank you very much.